internet, welcome to week 3 of my Travel With Me series. If you want to get caught up with everything that's happened in my trip so far, then I recommend you go check out week 1 and 2. I'll link those down below. Additionally, if you want to see what I'm getting up to in real time, then be sure to follow me on Instagram on either A Beautiful Fable or Fables in Fashion. I do love Insta stories. So let's get right into the planning. So we're starting off the week in Nice, France. But if you can already tell, the destination for this week is actually going to be Greece, which I'm so excited for. You have no idea. It's a country that Tobias and I together have never been before. One of the things that Tobias and I wanted to do, and I think I'm going to get into a bit of a ramble, so bear with me, but essentially Tobias and I, we've been together for over 15 years now, which is a really long time. We met in university, and one of the things we really connected on was our love for travel. But obviously, as poor university students, we couldn't afford to go anywhere. I think the only trip we took was maybe to Sydney, and that took months and months to save up because we were working jobs on the side as we were studying full time. And we told ourselves when we got to a point in our life where we could actually afford to travel more often, we wanted to make a pact that we would try and travel to one new country every year. And when I say one new country, it meant that a country that we both were there together. So even though I've been to Singapore so many times to see my own family there, when Tobias and I went there together, that would be considered the first time for us. And we wanted to see how many years we could keep that up for, because obviously circumstances change, life changes, and so there's going to come a point where we probably can't travel all the time, but we wanted to see how long we could do it. And Greece is 2008's country, which I'm so excited for. So if you saw before, Monday we actually headed over to Monaco, which is about a 30-minute train ride from Nice. I'm really hoping the weather's good because I don't really know what else I'm going to do except take a bunch of photos at Monaco. I know it's really known for being very wealthy and affluent with amazing yachts and hotels and gambling. And I'm not planning to spend much money on this trip, so I'm not going to be able to partake in a lot of that. So hopefully I can just spend a lot of time outdoors. Tuesday is probably going to feel like a long day for us because it's our last half day, our last day in Nice. Around the afternoon, we're going to be checking out our Airbnb, and I always make sure that we put a note to make sure that we clean it as best we can, because obviously Airbnbs are not hotels. There are no maids to really clean this, so we try and do our best to leave it as neat as possible. We're going to head over to the airport, and we're actually going to be heading over to Mykonos, but of course there has to be a stopover because it's this trip, and this trip is the trip of stopovers. So we're going to fly out to Athens first, stay there for maybe an hour or two, and then we'll be flying over to Mykonos. The thing is, we're landing at 11 p.m. in Mykonos, and then we have to try and figure out how to get to our new Airbnb. So I feel like we won't actually settle down till past midnight, so probably going to feel a bit tired. Wednesday's going to be a slow day, I reckon. I'm not going to plan too heavily what we're doing in Mykonos, just because I really don't know what we want to do. I have a list of stuff. Obviously, I want to see the windmills, I want to see a few things, but because I don't know what the weather's going to be like or what the conditions are going to be like, I kind of would just play it by ear, and I'm just going to fill out the planner later on. So we'll be spending about 2 full days in Mykonos, and then on Friday we'll be checking out super early to catch a boat over to Santorini, which is the dream island for Tobias and I. I feel like Santorini is just one of those dream destinations that a lot of people talk about. I've seen amazing photos, all those beautiful white buildings. People have their wedding photos taken there. It's insane, and I've always wanted to go, so I cannot wait. So from what I remember, I think the boat's actually going to take 2 to 3 hours to make it from Mykonos to Santorini, which I'm really hoping it's a smooth ride because, as I mentioned in my first week 1 video, I get motion sickness really easily, and boats are where it's the worst for me. I remember going on a cruise ship once with my family, and I think it was the one where you go from New Zealand to Australia, and oh my goodness, I could not function on that trip at all, which was such a waste. It was such a beautiful trip, and I wanted to spend so much time with my family, just enjoying the food and sightseeing, but the minute I went on the ship, I was completely sick and I couldn't do anything except just take sleeping pills to try and knock myself out, so was not a great experience. But yeah, we'll be heading over to Santorini. We're going to check into an Airbnb somewhere in Oya, which I'm so excited for. I've heard a lot of things about Oya and sunsets, so I'm really keen to see what that's like. And then we'll be spending the rest of the week in Santorini. So again, I have a few things planned. We want to check out ancient Thera. We want to visit the Red Beach. Naturally, we want to eat a lot of Greek food because I love Greek food. I've heard of these things called tomato rice balls, which I've been told I have to try. So I'm definitely going to give that a shot. But I really love making food a big focus on trips. It just makes the trip so much more fun for me. And that's pretty much it for the spread itself. I'm going to put together the sidebar, which as you guys know is the same every single week, tracking my steps, SMSing home, and then just putting down some washi for the bottom strip. And that's pretty much the entire spread. I'm so excited to get to share my travels with you in the form of a Plan With Me video. I really hope you enjoyed these videos. This is Celina reporting from Santorini. Back to you, Internet.